uh, try to commit yourself to some scriptures of memory, okay? You know, like you hear us quote scriptures in the pulpit. Me and Brother Stewart both. It's because we have read them so many times. We know. Submit yourself unto God. Resist the devil and he'll flee from you. You know, that's just one of many. And as you go through life, you'll begin. Let me tell y'all something. Nobody's going to be a great Christian tomorrow. No. Not even I. Y'all got that? See, because you learn something every day. When you pray, listen to this. The first, right after you get the Holy Ghost, it ain't too hard to pray. But then the devil realizes that you're getting stronger, and he tries to bind you up. And sometimes your mind just seems to be scattered, and you can't pray 5 minutes. It's all right, just go ahead and pray that 5 minutes, and commit yourself to what tomorrow I'm going to pray 10 minutes. And the next thing you know, you'll start praying without even thinking about it. And the next thing you know, you might pray 10 times in one day, and in one of those prayer sessions, you may pray an hour. I'm not an hour prayer warrior, me, I never was. But I do pray about 30 minutes sometimes at a time. But I pray often. Paul said pray without ceasing. And I pray an awful lot in that sense, in that form. And of course, you may think prayer is getting down here, and it is part of it, and praying like Sister Missy back there. She's an intercessory prayer warrior. Jennifer gets on her knees in here and prays for 15, 20 minutes sometimes, just right in the church, Sister Lou, and so forth and so on. But believe you me, God hears every word that comes. One reason they pray in tongues because they probably don't really know what to pray for. The Bible says when you don't know what to pray for, let the Holy Ghost make intercession for you. That's talking about speaking in tongues. Okay? You never know what you're saying when you're speaking in tongues, unless there's an interpreter. And we will go through that before too many lessons. We will talk about interpretation of tongues. And Lord, have mercy, I got to get busy sure enough. Okay, I'm going to kind of skip some, Sister Angela, but I'll give you the scriptures. We're going to talk about prayer for just a minute. Another vital key to being an overcoming Christian is that of prayer. Develop a consistent, listen to that, consistent. In other words, that means every day. The best way to start off is pick you a time. Now, all you young boys here that got the Holy Ghost, school's going to be here for long, and you too, Sister Angela. And maybe this little lady, I don't, and this little lady. Get up at 6 o'clock a little early. Oh, man. I hate to get up early. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Wake them up 15 minutes early and say, let's pray. What's the matter with her? We always
I told him, I said I was born 30 days late. I've been late every day.
Yes, you get, listen. There's a saying that says a family that prays together stays together. That's a true saying. That's not scripture, but that's a true saying. Brother Stewart, you and Jeff Lynn quit acting crazy now. We're going to use the Bible on here and take you. Praise the Lord. Sister Libby, read Matthew 6, 5 through 13.
And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogue and in the corners of the street, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. But when you pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of, before ye ask him. After this manner therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Now, I want you, hold on just a minute. Now, I want y'all to listen. Read just a little part of it, will you? Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Now, how many of y'all know what that means? It doesn't mean repeat that prayer necessarily. You can, but that's not what he's talking about. That would be repetitious, because you constantly say the same thing over and over. That's what you do. But hallowed be that name is to say how great he is. Praise your name. Glory to your name. You know, you just give him glory and honor and praise and worship. We try to have a worship service around here before we have a real service. And that's why, because you have to lift up God. You have to praise his name. Okay? You want every voice to hear you. And I'm serious. In worshiping God. But now when you get ready to pray, go on.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Thy
kingdom come. Thy will be done. Not mine. It's not a kingdom. I'm in the kingdom and I love it. I'm glad I am. But it's not my kingdom. You've been bad luck if you're in my kingdom. I'm telling you. Read on with it.
Give us this day our daily bread.
It's all right to pray for your daily bread. Go ahead.
And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors.
Listen to that. You can't repent without forgiving your debtors. Okay? You have to forgive in order to get forgiveness. All right? Just remember that. And you know, let me tell you something about forgiving. Forgiving ain't just saying, God, I forgive them. Forgiving ain't me going to Alex and saying, I forgive you, Alex. Forgiving them, when Jesus forgave, the Bible says he put them in the seat of forgetfulness and remembered them no more. If you pretend you have forgiven somebody, but are harboring, see, the thing here is to get the heart clean. That's what God wants. He's trying to clean our heart completely out. So we'll have a clean heart. And I told you I was slow. Go ahead, Olivia.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Now see, if you need to pray, God, don't let that pretty girl down there talk me into going on cranking. Don't let that pretty girl lead me down the path I want to be going. Don't let her tell me this Holy Ghost I got's crazy. And for the young ladies, the same thing to the boys. We're looking to follow Jesus, not the world. And besides that, if you like the little girl, you definitely need to be witnessing to her. You need to be a witness to her. She needs to see a change in your life after you receive the Holy Ghost. Okay, we're going to skip a little bit of that reading. Make prayer a daily affair. Pray with your family if they are saved. Even personally, definitely need to pray with them if they're saved. But I'll be honest with you, if they're praying they ain't saved, do that too. Develop the ability to pray at length. Don't be discouraged if you can't do this at first. Go to church early and pray before every service. Mr. Brandy, we just gonna tell you that church starts 30 minutes before it does.
They do that to me too.
All right, go ahead, Alex. God hears and answers prayer. Never be dismayed or doubtful if your prayers are not answered when and how you want them to be. Your prayers ain't never going, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be answered when you want them to be. You want to be answered before you get up off your knees. See, God's got His own timing. If He did what you wanted, then it wouldn't be His kingdom coming, would it? Think about that. It'd be our kingdom. Look up scriptures relating to prayer and obey them. There's nothing in the world like when you pray and using scriptures and everything. I'm gonna tell you, it just, and when you get to where you know some scriptures to pray and you start praying, that's when you begin to increase your prayer life. I promise. In times, this is one I definitely want. When you're sick, read James 5:13 through 18 right quickly, baby. I may stop you. Go ahead. It ain't on there. It's got to be. Yeah.
Is any among you afflicted? Let him pray.
Hold on. If you're sick, if there's something wrong, go ahead.
Is any married? Let him sing songs.
Go ahead.
Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church.
Y'all heard that? I've seen people that was hurting. And we tell you they was hurting, but never come dash into the car. The scripture wouldn't tell you to do that if God didn't want you to do it. You know what you're doing? You're humbling yourself before God and man. And this whole book's about humbling ourselves, about trusting Jesus, you know, about receiving knowledge and wisdom. We can read more. Okay, that's good. Study the lesson of this manual. We'll study that later. Fasting. Now, I'm going to try to hurry up and get to these last two right quick. Fasting is just simply not eating food, or even maybe going without food and water. Believe you me, you go 3 days without food and water, you better be praying. But it's a great fast. I did it about 3 times in my ministry, and I have really grown. I should have done it about 30 times. I really grew after that. And it's hard to go 3 days without food or water. And believe you me, you'll get you a chance. The first time I ever did it, Alex, I was right here at this church, and a water line busted right outside that side door. And I had to dig a hole, and I'm talking about muddy water, and I had to lay down to fix that line. And I'll tell you the truth, I could laugh up the muddy water. I was so thirsty. But I made it, praise God. But you gain strength, and you gain wisdom, you gain knowledge, you gain all kinds of stuff if you use the fast 3 days. But just make sure. Don't try to fast 3 days without praying, I'm telling you. Yeah, it could be. You don't have to fast food anymore. You can just fast food. Every Monday, every Monday we fast from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, we don't eat nothing. All right? Praise the Lord. Listen, It ain't because you got to. It ain't because mom, maybe didn't cook or somebody was doing something else and was too busy. When you fast, you're fasting unto God. First thing you do, first thing I do every Monday morning, get up and I'll wash my face. Because Jesus said we should wash our face and anoint our head with oil. I anoint myself by praying and asking God to anoint me. Right there in that old bathroom lavatory when I'm washing my face. And then we go all day long. Matter of fact, I don't get up early and eat. When I go to bed Sunday night, that's it. Or actually before we go to bed, because when we eat supper that Sunday night, we don't eat nothing else till the following supper time, after the supper time. But you wash your face and you anoint yourself. And the way to make it is through prayer. Okay? I'm a diabetic, and sometimes I get to take my medicine, and sometimes about 2 o'clock, it hits me, man. My stomach gets messed up. I'm hurting, and the devil does everything he can to get me to go in there and get a snack. And there has been times I did that. If you are fasting and you say sometimes you take a bite of something really before you honestly thought about it. Now, everybody's fasting and experience that. All you got to do is just say, God, forgive me, and go on, fast the rest of the day. If for some reason you do break your fast before fast, you pray. And if you go all the way to the end of the fast, you pray before you come off of it. Pray before you go on it, and pray when you come off of it, okay? So, okay, let's see. And if I call fast, if you got the Holy Ghost, you should fast with us. And I call one every Monday. Okay. Praise the Lord. We've been doing this, what, about 2 months, Brother Stewart? 3 months?
Since the beginning of the year.
The end of the year. Okay, see, I forget. The end of the year, the whole church has been fasting every Monday. And you see how much we've been growing here lately. Huh? You see, thank God for doing it. It's because we're all trying in unity. We can't live out in unity. This is part of unity. It's when everybody does it together. Okay, here's going to be the part y'all really like. Church attendance. Read Hebrews 10:23 through 29, Olivia. Sister Olivia.
Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promise. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more, as you see the day approaching. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you heard what it said about forsaking not the assembling of yourself together. That means coming to church. Go back and read that part a little bit more and read just a little bit after that, baby. See what it says.
Which shall devour the adversaries.
No. Go back to the forsake not the assembling of yourselves together.
Verse 25.
Yeah.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another.
Exhorting one another. What that means is encouraging one another. Especially in this day and time. You think about it. You got enough to worry about from Monday to Wednesday night about what's happening in the world. And if you watch the news, you got to be wondering. Come on. With they having some kind of nation meeting right now, and wherever they at, and Putin and Trump's gonna meet, and there may be a fist fight before that's over with. I don't know. But they ain't no telling what it can lead to. Every day, North Korea's in the news. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know, there ain't too many of y'all in here old enough to remember when the United States fought North Korea. The Korean aggression, I had 10 people that was in. And they say that was the worst place that they ever fought. To start with, in the wintertime, it was freezing all the time. I mean, it's just a bad place and some bad people. All right, what you need to do, we ain't gonna read more in scriptures, Olivia. I'm trying to hurry through. Establish a home church, a regular place of worship. Don't run from church to church. Won't do you no good to do that. Now, I don't remember exactly who it was, but that evangelist told somebody, or more than one, that this is where they needed to be. And probably is, because this is where you receive the Holy Ghost. Brother Netterville is not trying to tie anybody down or tell you what you got to do. I'm trying to tell you what you need to do to make it to heaven. Why would God give you the Holy Ghost here and expect the church down there the road to get you there? Think about that. When the plan of salvation is to receive the Holy Ghost, you receive that, you've been saved. But now there is a way to get there. Attend each revival service or special call service. Yeah, when you have a service, when we have a service here, you don't need to be going to anybody else's church. Now, if we're not having service, and it is a church that preaches and teaches the same thing we do, well, you're welcome to go, brother. That'd be the first one to tell you that. But if you start skipping your church to go somewhere else, because there's some things that pastors teach or want you to do that may not be totally biblically, and somebody else down the road wants you to do totally opposite. You understand that? So you put yourself in one church. Heck, you wouldn't want to be uprooted and leave your stool, would you? Well, you shouldn't want to be uprooted and leave the church. I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you had the Holy Ghost or nothing else. Okay, y'all get ready to clap. Participants, worship, sit up front. Praise the Lord. And get involved in the church services. Ignore distractions. Look over every petty problem. But one of the greatest things they got down here is look over distractions, I tell you. Because churches, they'll have more distractions in the service sometimes. Old preachers, y'all just don't know. That's why I cut my hair so thick. I've been about to pull it out. Praise the Lord. But kids are going to be kids if they ain't church. Children are going to be children. I don't mean to call them kids because they're not billy goats. Even though they act like it once in a while. Praise the Lord. His house is and we talked about the church, is a place to reverence. Okay? You know what reverence means? Respect. Respect the house of God. Respect the preacher that's preaching. And sometimes we have preachers that I don't really feel a lot of anointing right now. but I'm just teaching. But you still need to, preacher gets over and gets hot and anointed, gets to preaching, you don't have much trouble with the children do. Praise God. Praise the Lord. Salvation is life's greatest experience. You need to share what you have received with others regardless of race, creed, color, or religious persuasion. Never be ashamed of your personal experience and relationship with God. And I got this many scriptures on that. We're not going to read them. I'm trying to get through this and get through it all. Tell others what Christ has done for you. That's the greatest testimony you ever got. You know, sister, I'll be honest with you. You got a great testimony. Just to be honest with you. You know, and I'm not saying this to embarrass you. Okay, well, because I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I don't want to embarrass you. But the $500 that come your way, I mean, you know, that just, okay, see? But I'm just telling you, what a blessing that was. You don't have to tell who did it. I don't want you to say, Grandma did it anyway, because God laid it on Grandma. I think it was Grandma. God laid it on Grandma's heart to give it to you. That's right. And we don't never, I mean, hey, God bless you, $10,000. Remember what I said? Give it here, devil had it long enough. Praise the Lord. Tell others what Christ done for you, greatest testimonies in life that you live, that you're living now, is your greatest testimony. And believe you me, that happens during this time, so it becomes a great testimony. Me and my wife both, we many times we give our testimony about our children getting killed. Yeah, y'all think about it. Now, I had a son that got killed, and that's when I got saved. And he died. He lived 6 weeks, but he died. And I could have run. I could have said, oh, you know, what kind of God is this? But I didn't, because I was in it for my salvation. My wife was in it for her salvation. When we left Duluth, Minnesota in the hospital, there was a write-up in the paper, and one of the nurses says, I've never seen so much faith in my entire life. But you know what? I didn't have any idea anybody seen that. I really did. Not till I read that. Some lady clipped it out of a newspaper. They were sending us money going and coming. $5, $10, $20 at a time. Some of it cash, some of it checks. Not one of them now, Stephen. God knows what he's doing. Praise the Lord. And then to turn around and live for God for what? How long? Years? 10 years? 12 years? And see my daughter get involved in a car wreck and lay in a muddy ditch, and me praying for God bring her back to life, and he did.